Yes, we are live on the internet. I have not spoken to you in a year, or even in a few months. But I'm here live, and I have a lot of issues to trash through. A lot. If time allotted, I will be going through a lot of stuff. And listen carefully. You know how we do it when we come on here live. We give you facts, we give you views, and I also give you opinions. Now listen carefully. We're going to start in the United States of America, and then we're going to travel to Europe, and then I will come back to Jamaica. So we are going to delve into a lot of issues today. Now, I don't do this for any fame, not trying to send a post viral, and certainly not looking any credit. That would be a mistake. Whenever I come on air to give you information, to give you, share knowledge with you, we're not looking any glory from you, mankind. We seek our glory from God, not you. We look past men a long, long time ago. So don't get any misconception that I'm here trying to send something viral. That would be a mistake on your part. Now we are going to the US, and I'm going to start with his name was Tariq. What? Nicholas? Or whatever? Nicholas? Oh, he was murdered in Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee. By 5 black rogue cops who made an oath to serve and to protect in a traffic stop. This man did nothing wrong. He was just complying with the law. This is worse than the other brethren who got killed by the white cops. George Floyd. Good. When the police knelt in his neck. This is worse than it. Why? It's black cops in America of all places. And what they did, not one of them, not one, could say, listen, this is wrong. I can't stand for this. They all agreed to murder a black man, right? An innocent black man. Beat him to death. Taser him with their taser gun, right? He didn't die on the scene. There's no mistake about that. But he died, 3 days later in hospital? And it's direct result from the amount of beating and injuries that he has sustained in that beating. That was meted out to him for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right? Who would expect that 5 black policemen in America, of all places, would have beat a Negro, a black man like themselves, to death? They didn't care. No. And this must have emboldened the racists, saying, yes, this is what we want you to do. Kill off each other. Can you imagine? I have no doubt that the racists in America have a very good laugh. The racists in the police force in America would be enjoying this, punching the roof, happy that the Negro fully understand that that's exactly what we want you to do. Kill each other. You're animals. You're nothing. You're less than dirt. Huh? That's exactly what they want you to do. So you're doing the racist bidding in America. You're a disgrace. And what is so sad about this is that the 5 of them, and not one, stood out and said, no, we are not going to tolerate this. We cannot do it. I cannot allow you to kill this man, to beat him to death. For what reason? Nothing. What crime did he commit? He complied. He had to run. When he ran, it's because he saw that they were intent to do him harm. They were not satisfied with just arresting him, restraining him. No. Now listen carefully. And the question that is begging to be asked is, why did they join the police force in the first place? Not to protect and serve, we're certain about that. Evidence has proven that beyond a reasonable doubt. So there can be no question about that. They had ulterior motives for joining the police force in America. And we are happy to know that they will be prosecuted. And they are asking now for the reformation of the police force in America, because there are people joining the force for all the wrong reasons. Make no mistake about that. Now, we are going to Ohio. And you must, before that killing in Memphis, Tennessee, 8 racist police officers in Ohio killed a black man. Another traffic stop it was. They gave him shot him 60 times. He didn't have a weapon. No. But even long after he died, he was still getting shot. Still being shot. And there's no question if racism is at the hem of what took place. The reason why they killed him. Now imagine. You can kill someone with 1 bullet. 8 police officers, don't forget that. 8. They use him as a shooting range. You know, the shooting range where they're trained to shoot. That's what they took him for. Right? That's what they used him for. Because blacks in America and certain countries, it's a crime to be black. So can you imagine when a black man is killing another black man in America? How embarrassing that is to black people. The white is already the racist white, which we know it's not all white people are racist. Make no mistake about that. We know that. But those who are racist, this is exactly what they want. Because, can you imagine, more blacks kill each other in America, believe it or not, than the percentage of blacks that white people kill, than the percentage of blacks that Hispanics kill, than the percentage of blacks that Chinese kill or Indians kill. And that is very sad, because Charles Barkley, a former basketball player, and you know about him, NBA player, he asked this very question. He doesn't want to hear about Black Lives Matter until black people start put value on each other's life. It's useless. You're going to tell a man that black lives matter. Why should black lives matter to the white man when the black man doesn't put value on his own black brother's life and right? Brother and sister's life? Answer that question, because that's the very question that Charles Barkley asked years ago. So he's not going to join that movement, because if I was an Arab or a white man, I would be asking the same question. Why should I respect a nation of people that has no respect for their own kind? And up to today, the black man cannot answer that question. So I am not in a position to demand respect from the white man and to go in his face or her face to tell them that Black Lives Matter. And while I am telling them that, I am killing my black brother over here. For what? For $100? And you know why I said that. Because a Jamaican was killed in Jamaica for $100 since the start of the year. 100 Jamaican dollars. I want to make that abundantly clear. Right? Not 100 US, or 100 pound, or 100 Canadian, or 100 CI. 100 lousy. A dollar that value absolutely nothing. So in other words, he killed him for free. In Jamaica. Right? So it shows you again that black life doesn't mean shit to black people. It doesn't mean anything. Look at the returning residents. Jamaicans, you have heard the Justice Minister, Mr. Chuck, telling us just last week that returning residents they are fearful to come back to Jamaica after they retire, because they are killing them. Even their own family are setting up them to be robbed or even killed, because they worked in the cold and earned 2 shillings, and the next thing they come out here and build a house in Manchester, Mandeville, or somewhere else, and people bad mind them for what they have achieved. They have to be fleeing now to California and Miami, Florida, to live out their last days. Because if they come to Jamaica, the bulk of them, if they come to Jamaica, they're coming at a very high risk. They may not get to live out their last days. That's a fact. Mr. Delroy Chuck, the Minister of Justice, is on record explaining that if Jamaican returning resident, if it wasn't for crime and violence, wasn't so high in this country, and they would feel safe coming home, they alone could make this economy, our economy that is so feeble and vulnerable, it would be far much stronger, because there are so many of them that will be contributing to our economy. But then what you have, people decide that money worth more than Jerry's life, and we are going to kill Jerry if it is even for $100. We don't mind killing him for that, because we believe that Jerry values nothing, and his life value $100. No, enough of that. What I'm saying, I say all of that to say this. If you are looking respect from white people or any other nation of people under the sun, you're going to have to respect your own people first and put value on your own people's life first. The Arabs and the Negroes, believe it or not, ask any man, ask anyone who have knowledge, are the 2 worst nations of people under the sun. Why? Why is this? You know why? Because they are evidence. The Arabs, they have a thing they call honor killing. You know what is honor killing? Your father getting rid of you, killing his daughter. Why? You've heard about the honor killing in Iraq just the other day. This YouTube 22-year-old female, very popular. She accused her brother of sexually molesting her years ago. The father take offense to what she had said, that she should not expose the family to this. So what he wanted her to do was to keep it a secret, some state secret. And because she exposed it, he killed her. She went to Iraq because she was not living in Iraq. Her family is in Iraq. She went there to spend some vacation. Went to the family home, and he killed her while she was sleeping. There's uproar in Iraq to have this honor killing. They want the law to be amended so persons who are guilty of it can get far stiffer penalty, whether you're a death penalty, but far stiffer sentence, which I support wholeheartedly. But you know how Arab states run. The woman have little or no rights in those countries. It's sad, but it is the truth. Now let's move away to something else. In America, we will stay in America. You've heard about a 6-year-old child. Went to school with a gun. And you would ask the name of this show. It's called Real Life Story. Shot his form teacher, a female teacher. Where did he get the gun? I don't know. 6 years old. With a gun, a real gun. Went to school and shot his teacher. The last time I heard, she was battling for life in the intensive care unit. She may not live. 6 years old. Now, you know, in America, the Republicans have always lobbied for the rights for everyone who want to have a gun. Well, everyone who is fit to have a gun should have a gun. And you know that because, listen to this, there are over, remember, America population is over 300 million, 338 million people. You have, America is awash with guns. They have more than 400 million guns in America. And we are talking about guns that a lot of them are illegal because it is more than that, you know, but they can only talk about what they have record keep on. But what I'm saying is that, remember now, these lobby groups, when the Republican is defending these companies that sell guns to the citizens, the civilians, a lot of these companies give donation to the Republican Party. So in other words, one hand wash the other. When it comes around to election, they give a lot of money in election campaign. So you understand why the Republican would be batting for all of these companies, gun stores, to stay home or sell guns to, let's say, almost any American citizen. Because if you ask me, a lot of American citizens that now have gun is unfit to have gun. But because it's so easy for you to access a gun legally now in America, you must expect that if the Constitution is not amended, these people are going to continue to use the weakness of the Constitution and access guns and do whatever they want to do with it. And by time, because you have several shootings in America every year, and we are talking about mass shooting in America by people who are unfit to have a firearm and people who even doesn't have a gun license. So do you realize the problem? So with what is happening on the ground in America, and it shows us again that there are politicians in America who will stop at nothing to gain political office, if it is even by the shedding of innocent blood, because they don't care. They want to be in office. And you know that Donald Trump will stop at nothing to get to the White House again. And he may very well get there. Make no mistake about that. If he's not prosecuted for the crimes that he has committed by instigating a lot of wrongs behind the scene. Because remember, if Donald Trump is found guilty from these, let's say, call it allegation right now, he will be fit to run next year again. You know that. So we have to hope that Donald Trump is found guilty and doesn't get the chance to run again. But the truth be told, America's Constitution is so flawed that Donald Trump should be deemed unfit in the first place to run, let alone to become president years ago. Because this man is an open racist. We know that he's a misogynist, he's a sexist, but then there is nothing in the Constitution which deemed him unfit to be president. And he took full advantage of that. This reminds me of Adolf Hitler, because remember, Adolf Hitler was not a German by birth. He's from Austria. But Adolf Hitler found out that the German Constitution was so weak that he could have become the leader of Germany, because it did not bar persons who did not born on German soil, bar you from the highest office in the land, until it was too late and Adolf Hitler become the chancellor, the Führer, what you call them then, the leader of Germany. Because what you had in place was a weak constitution. I remember he went to prison in 1923 for treason. How could a man left prison for treason and still become the leader of Germany? What constitution was there to bar someone who got convicted for treason and still became the leader of Germany? And it shows you how when countries have constitution that is weak, or persons with ulterior motives can easily take advantage of those constitutions. Now listen, we're going to other things. We're staying in America. R. Kelly. We have to discuss R. Kelly because, you know, this man thought he could fly. And believe it or not, child marriage in America, it is legal in 43 states. Yes. And you ask, why is they prosecuting R. Kelly because he had sex with underage girls and etc.? And you ask, oh, can America, of all places, that pride themselves of having the best democracy in the world, allow child marriage to take place in 43 of the 50 states? Yes, America does that. Because what is illegal in one state can be legal in another state. So not because you call it the United States of America means that um, a law, some law in let's say California, that you will have to. This is illegal in California. It means that smoking marijuana is illegal in New York. It doesn't work like that. So, but these women were forced against their will. So it is more than he having sex with minor. It is more he having sex with woman against their will. So it amounts to rape. And you know, Bob told us years ago that what is in the darkness must come to light. And he went further. He said something else because you know Bob gave you a lot of messages in his songs that he sing years ago, right? But what I'm saying is that there are people who are surprised about R. Kelly being convicted for 30 years. And make no mistake, he has other cases to answer to. So if you ask me, if you check the maths, R. Kelly is not coming back to road because he's closer to 60 now and he's convicted in other states already. He have to go back to court for sentencing in those states. So most likely, R. Kelly will be spending the rest of his life unhurt behind bars. Now, the truth be told, I'm a fan of R. Kelly music, but I'm not a fan of R. Kelly behavior. I hope you get me, because he's a great singer. Make no mistake about that. And you can admit, you would have to admit that if you say R. Kelly is the greatest singer of his generation, we couldn't dispute that because he's a great songwriter and he's a great singer. We have to admit that. But we cannot give any special treatment because he's a celebrity. The law is the law. And the law wouldn't have worked anything if you allow R. Kelly to get away with murder. But you see, I think success is an elevating. There are persons in society that they are so successful they think they can do anything and get away with it. They can say anything and get away with it. They feel so powerful and they don't control themselves, which is something you would be expecting better from R. Kelly. But you see the man, it doesn't mean you know the person. And those of you who have seen R. Kelly, but I suspect R. Kelly wish he could really fly now. Because I suspect he thought he could fly because he would fly out of the cell, right? But he realized that he can't really fly. Let's face facts. R. Kelly cannot fly. And we cannot feel sorry for someone who molests children and abuse their status in society because they have money and influence and they are a celebrity. No, it's unacceptable. Enough of him.